Everybody wants to go to the #1 beach in the nation and experience it, and there's, it brings with it cars and traffic.
Sarasota County Commissioners discussing how to handle the lack of parking on Siesta Key. Plus, a local developer hoping to build a complex in Venice is now backing out. And a month after Hurricane Irma, recovery efforts continue. What volunteers and emergency workers are still doing to try and rebuild. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. First tonight, parking on Siesta Key is an ongoing problem. Earlier today, Sarasota County Commissioners discussed some of the ways that this problem could be handled during a workshop. ABC 7's Rick Adams has details.
Well, parking on Siesta Key, especially here at Siesta Beach, can be a headache, especially during the season. Right now, Sarasota County Commissioners are looking at some possible solutions. At times, finding a parking spot on Siesta Key can be next to impossible year-round and definitely during the busy season.
Everybody wants to go to the #1 beach in the nation and experience it, and there's, it brings with it cars and traffic and congestion, and we're trying to find solutions to that.
Some of the solutions from a comprehensive study that Carolyn Brown presented to Sarasota County Commissioners on Wednesday include paid parking, park and ride, a ferry service, bike sharing, and regular bus routes. Vice Chair Nancy Dietert says the park and ride is one solution that could work, but she isn't completely sold on paying for parking.
I don't live on the Key, so I'm not a big fan of charging for parking. The surprising news is that people who do live on the Key want us to charge for parking.
For Jamie Luthold and her husband William, they visit Siesta Key a few times a year. She says that parking is a little challenging during the season and sometimes even off-season, but she tells us it just takes a little riding around to find a spot. They're both not fans of paid parking.
I think paid parking would take away from just the convenience and the fact it would be a little bit more stressful. A park and ride might not be all that bad if it was maybe at no cost.
And Sarasota County Commissioners tell us they will continue to talk about this parking issue and explore some of the solutions. Reporting from Siesta Key, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Rick. A local developer who had hoped to build a complex on Knights Trail in Venice is now backing out. The developer had requested the city of Venice waive utilities, permits, and the impact fee. In total, the developer wanted a break of over $7 million, but the city was unable to grant any of those waivers because Venice taxpayers would have been stuck with the bill. Many local homeowners were concerned.
Waiving the impact fees, there was about $7.6 million for this one project that could have been waived.
Now that project has since been withdrawn. There's no word yet if another affordable housing project will be suggested. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at your first alert forecast. Bob?
Thanks, Jacqueline. Getting a look at this nice shot here on downtown Sarasota. Still kind of warm out there, 77 degrees under clear skies, and the dew point temperature is 71. We have an east wind at 9, and the pressure is still rising at this hour. Temperatures all into the mid to upper 70s. The water temperature still pretty warm at this time. 83 degrees, 75 at Lake Placid, Arcadia at 74, Braden at 78, now 79, and Inglewood and Cortez at 78 degrees. The water vapor imagery showing some dry air sliding through the state right now. This is in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Talking 20, 30,000 feet. You can still see this upper level low spinning around here, and all this is shifting off to the west. It's going to eventually bring us some of this moisture, but not until Friday. We're still going to be in this dry sector, it looks like, throughout the day on Thursday. So we're not anticipating a lot of rainfall. We'll see a few brief showers like we saw today, with most of the rain staying well to our south, like it is right now. Near the Florida Straits and near the Keys as well. You can see this satellite imagery continue to show that steady plume of moisture heading toward the Keys and places to the west. We are looking at a much better chance for some more widespread showers and storms, looks like, as we approach the weekend. As far as the tropics go, well, the good news is that we have a storm way out there in the Atlantic affecting no land area at this time. The bad news is it is getting stronger, and it could have an impact on down the road into Ireland and possibly even into England as it makes its way in that direction. But right now, a tightly defined eye. You can see it right there. We'll have much more in this system, and we'll take a little bit more detailed look at our weekend weather forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
Thank you, Bob. Hurricane Maria's wrath has now claimed the lives of 45 people in Puerto Rico, according to Governor Rick Scott. 113 other people still remain unaccounted for nearly 3 weeks after the devastating hurricane swept through the island. Maria was the first Category 4 hurricane to directly impact the island in 85 years. Governor Scott is continuing to provide support and resources for Puerto Rico following that storm. A construction and engineering squadron is sending 26 airmen in disaster relief efforts to Puerto Rico to include 1 all-terrain forklift, shower facilities, a kitchen, and self-help laundry machines. Meanwhile, cleanup efforts from Hurricane Irma continue across the state of Florida. A month later, more than $847 million in state and federal disaster assistance funding has been approved for Irma survivors. Plastic sheeting has been placed on more than 4,500 home roofs to help prevent further damage, and over 6 million meals have been provided by volunteers. Emergency workers, volunteers, and community organizers will continue working to rebuild Florida. A Southwest Florida school board is under fire for its plan to make up school days missed when Hurricane Irma blew through. Classes will be held on Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Veterans Day, the first day of spring break, and a teacher planning day. Adam Pinkster reports that the decision is not sitting well with one national organization.
Even as they met in a building named after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the Collier County School Board decided to hold classes on MLK Day, January 15th.
Very, very disappointed.
President of the Collier County NAACP, Vincent Keys, made a last-ditch effort to convince school board members to reconsider. He even suggested a shorter Christmas break so students can have off for MLK Day.
We did get a lot of suggestions and feedback prior to that meeting about not messing with the major holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas break.
Even though the school board just changed the decision 2 weeks ago, school board member Kelly Lichter says she wished people upset about the change had approached the board sooner. But after Hurricane Irma hit, Keys says his focus was on helping people.
We, the NAACP, was working very hard and heavy on disaster recovery. After Hurricane Irma hit, it was very difficult.
Lichter says the board wants to work with the NAACP to provide students with a special lesson on civil rights while they are in class on Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
The day off for a lot of these kids, it's a 3-day weekend for them, and I wish that weren't the case.
Adam Pinsker, Fox 4 in your corner.
Well, USF Sarasota Manatee welcomed Bulls alumni on campus today. Bulls and Biz is a part of Homecoming Week festivities and a time for alumni to return home. The event today featured local businesses from Sarasota and Manatee counties. Students and alumni had the opportunity to network with a variety of businesses. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, lawsuits are piling up against those involved in the Las Vegas mass shooting. Who could be held liable for the victims' suffering? And the Boy Scouts of America undergoing a major change. How this will provide more options for parents.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Bob, it seems like this heat just will not go away.
Yeah, it just keeps going, doesn't it? 90 degrees, 91 degrees at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, 90s across most of the area. And it looks like it's going to stay pretty warm, too. There's no real cold fronts on the way, unfortunately. Fall not quite here yet.
Yeah.
50 days to go before the official end of this unbelievable hurricane season, 2017. We've had a lot of storms and another one, now a hurricane, out there in the Atlantic. It's not going to have an impact on our land area, but it will maybe down the road into, as I said, near Ireland, also into right there in England. Now, here's a look at all the names and all the storms. You see them, hurricanes, 10 of them in a row, 10 hurricanes, which is a new, actually ties a record, an old record. On top of that, it's a very active hurricane season. We had 15 named storms, and now that should read 9 hurricanes, and 5 of those have been major storms as well, with some of the strongest storms we've seen in the Atlantic Basin. Now, well, we don't want to jump that far ahead, but nonetheless, temperatures across the area, well, we're looking for the cooler weather. It's not quite here yet. You can see some of these temperatures are in the 50s and 60s, even some 40s over the northern plain states. Those are eventually going to come down and going to shut our hurricane season down once we get a few cold fronts in here to really shake things up. So we'll wait for that, but right now that is not going to happen anytime soon here. We are looking at generally fair skies and warm temperatures for the upcoming at least 7 days. Now, here's a look at the, again, Van Wezel webcam showing a beautiful sunset tonight. Pink sky right there at the sunset. And again, the beautiful photos sent in, several of them, to pics at mysuncoast.com. Here's a look at some of those right there. Art Conforti with the sun right underneath the Ringling Bridge. There's some crepuscular rays from Nokomis. Margie getting those. And John Duncan from Venice Beach also showing that nice shot. And Guy getting this from Longboat Key off in the distance. So nice photos, nice day today, all in all out in the water. A few showers down to our south now lingering over parts of the Florida Straits and into the Keys there. All this pushing off to the west at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. Not much going on near the coast, and it'll stay that way overnight and tomorrow. Just a few sprinkles, a possible shower or two through the afternoon and evening. But right now, 77 degrees, dew point 71. Winds are out of the east at 9, and the pressure 30.01 inches. The high today, a hot one, 91 degrees above the average of 86. The record high, 94, set back in 2009. And no rainfall officially at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. Now we're well above average for the year, but below average for this month. Hourly forecast looks like this. We'll see some clouds around, but generally mostly sunny skies throughout most of the day. A few more clouds in the afternoon. High temperatures above average once again, upper 80s to near 90 degrees, some low 90s inland, And it looks like that humidity value will start to come up a little bit. Not so much tomorrow, but more so on Friday. You can see here's I stopped a Futurecast right at 6 o'clock, indicating some pop-up showers, mainly to our south, but we'll see a few here and there isolated across the region. And then on Friday, a little bit more activity and spreading a little bit further off to the north, too. So rain chances will pick up a little bit, 50% for scattered storms in the afternoon and evening on Friday. And that's pretty much the same story through Saturday and Sunday. Well, we talked about it earlier. This is a well-defined hurricane out there. Unusual to have it out here this time of year. And it's actually getting better organized as we speak. Top winds have increased and could even increase even more so. Look at the eye, quite clearly evident on the satellite imagery. Spinning around, not really moving much either, just drifting off to the east right now. Eventually it will move off to the northeast in time. Top winds now at 85 miles an hour, could get as high as 90 by tomorrow, and then start to weaken as it gets into some cooler water down the road. But as far as the forecast path and track go, heading right toward now, it looks like on into the United Kingdom with the possibility of some very windy weather there and some heavy rainfall as well. Well, the satellite and radar picture for the U.S. showing this area of low pressure still working its way across the northeast United States. Clear skies in the middle here, and we have this frontal boundary, an old front for the most part weakening as it pushes off to the south. I mentioned these temperatures. There's where the fall and cooler temperatures are across most of the northern plain states right now. We're still warm here as a result of that frontal boundary, and looks like that front will fade away just to our north. For boaters, winds will be out of the northeast at 10 knots, a light chop on there, and the water temperature now at 83 degrees. UV index will be a high tomorrow at 10. And the tides upcoming for Sarasota Bay on your screen. The next low tide will be at 2:17 in the afternoon tomorrow. Mostly fair, an isolated sprinkle possible, but generally most of the rain's done. And then tomorrow, warm and dry tomorrow, a 20% chance for late day shower, high of 89. The extended forecast is calling for a much better chance for showers and storms through the weekend. A slight chance on Monday, and then bounces back up to 40% on Tuesday. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. A California college student injured in the Las Vegas massacre filing a lawsuit today. She's suing the hotel owners, the concert promoter, and a bump stock manufacturer, claiming they were all liable in the mass shooting. Among other things, the lawsuit accuses MGM of failing to respond in a timely manner to the shooting of a security officer who had gone to check on an alert from another guest room. The officer was shot 6 minutes before the massacre even started. 21-year-old Paige Gasper was shot in the right armpit in that attack.
We are a simple and humble family, and money is not the driving force behind us asking to be heard. Our driving force is wanting change in practices and security. When we buy a ticket to an event, we need to know that our safety is considered and protected. When we gather in masses, our protection should be paramount.
The lawsuit states that MGM's negligence enabled one of its guests to, quote, commit a mass shooting unencumbered. In addition to MGM, concert promoter Live Nation and Texas-based bump stock maker Slidefire are named in that suit. Well, deadly wildfires tearing through California wine country flared up once again today. Homes and businesses threatened as thousands more are ordered to evacuate. The death toll climbing, at least 21 have died and hundreds are still missing. ABC's Maggie Rulli tonight reports from Santa Rosa.
Firefighters on the front line up against 22 wildfires still burning in California are being pushed to the limit, nearly helpless against the wind.
It's going to continue to get worse before it gets better.
Even 3 days after the flames ignited, they are still unable to gain control of the blazes, despite throwing everything at them. This video from the Sonoma County Sheriff's Office showing firefighters driving into the fire, saving others while their own homes burn.
We have at least a dozen guys that have lost their homes, gone, and they're here saving other people's homes.
At least 3,500 structures have been damaged or destroyed so far. That number is expected to rise.
It's crazy. You drive down nearly any street in Santa Rosa and you just come across nonstop devastation, entire neighborhoods that have been completely destroyed.
For so many who've wandered back, they're finding nothing left, residents describing it as a war zone. As the fire threat looms, officials now going door to door in Calistoga, right in the heart of wine country, telling any residents left there to get out.
Everybody says it's the wind that's going to come our way, and we, might end up losing the house.
Traffic backed up for miles, all of it in just one direction, out. And with dozens of cell towers burned down, families now desperately trying to reach their loved ones. Authorities saying that nearly 300 are still on the missing list. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Santa Rosa, California.
The Boy Scouts of America will start admitting girls into the Cub Scouts starting next year. They're also establishing a new program for older girls that enables them to aspire to the coveted Eagle Scout rank. The Boy Scouts have undergone major changes in the past 5 years, agreeing to accept openly gay youth members and adult volunteers, as well as transgender boys. The expansion of girls' participation was announced today after a unanimous approval by the organization's board. The program for older girls is expected to start in 2019. Boy Scout leaders said the change was needed to provide more options for parents. Well, SpaceX launched a Falcon rocket from Kennedy Space Center today.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Take a look at that. It is the third time the private company has successfully launched a satellite into space on a previously used rocket. Today's launch carried a satellite for a Luxembourg-based company. The satellite is designed to boost HD and Ultra HD channel reception for North America. After delivering its payload, the rocket returned to a SpaceX barge in the Atlantic Ocean. That reusable rocket was previously used in February to launch cargo for the International Space Station. Well, sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Believe it or not, we spent all day on this. Starting next year, the Boy Scouts will let girls into the Cub Scouts and let the angry Trump Twitter storm begin in 3, 2, did it start? Yeah.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Watch Your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Now, sports.
The Chicago Cubs trying to advance to the National League Championship Series tonight, but the Washington Nationals in Chicago's way. Jake Arrieta getting the start for the Cubs in Game 4 of the National League Division Series. Murphy rips one to third base, but Chris Bryant makes the great leaping catch. Take another look, though. Murphy goes the other way, but Bryant is able to snare the liner on the leap. The Nationals would stay off the board in the second. Zobrist is up to bat next. He rips the ball down the right field line, and he thinks about going to third, but stays at second with a double. The Nationals would lead 1-0 after 3 innings, and in the end, the Nationals beat the Cubs 5-0. Well, the Boston Red Sox have fired manager John Farrell after the team's second straight loss in the American League Division Series. The Red Sox announced the move today, less than 48 hours after they were eliminated from the playoffs with a 5-4 loss to the Houston Astros. Farrell's contract had been scheduled to run through the 2018 season, and he managed the team to its 8th World Series title in 2013, which was his first season. But he found himself under a harsh spotlight each of the last 2 seasons after exits in the division series of the postseason. The New York Giants have suspended cornerback Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. The Bayshore High School grad met with Giants head coach Ben McAdoo yesterday, then left the team during meetings this morning. Rodgers-Cromartie reportedly walked off the field near the end of last week's loss to the Chargers. The Giants are winless this season. Well, that's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto number straight ahead.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Consumer Cellular makes it easy to stay in touch with family and stay within our budget.
Now our cell phone bill is only a fraction of what it used to be.
Our average customers get everything they need for about $25 a month, and plans start at only $15 a month with no contracts.
Consumer Cellular has a great choice of phones. Check out my new one.
I picked this simple phone.
I use my son's old smartphone. Kept my number, too.
Consumer Cellular has been an approved AARP provider since 2008, and members get exclusive discounts.
It's a good thing Consumer Cellular is always there, because sometimes I need a little help.
Sometimes. We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row.
Over the years, we've seen a lot of change.
We actually use change. Luckily, there are some things we can still afford.
Like Consumer Cellular.
Stop paying too much for wireless service. Switch to Consumer Cellular. And with our 30-day risk-free guarantee, it's easy. Call 1-800-920-3084. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, check out this incredible video from NASA astronaut Randy Bresnik. He posted this time lapse showing lightning flashes from space. Now, the flashes were spotted as the International Space Station flew over the California coast. Pretty cool there, Bob.
Yeah, I'll say that is neat. I was just watching a GOES 16 of the Irma. And they have a new global mapping of lightning now that they can get from the satellite. It used to be down ground-based, but now it's from the new satellite. And really quite interesting what they're doing with lightning now, so yeah.
Be interested to see that.
It's more important for us too here because we are lightning capital of North America right here along the west coast of Florida. We are looking at a good chance for some lightning back in the picture on Friday and continuing over the weekend. The rain chances elevated a little bit, not much. We're not going to see a washout, so if you have plans or tea time or maybe some tennis over the weekend, should be okay. We'll be able to dodge some of those showers and storms.
All right, thanks, Bob. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.